Hello everyone, and welcome to The Real Shortbox. My name is Kevin.
I'm Donald.
And I'm always Jared.
Today we have another exciting, action-packed Smackdown adventure today. We have three interesting battles. We have the Battle of the Cat Lovers, the Battle of Nefarious Government Groups, and the Battle of the Demi-Gods.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
like the sound of that. That's good. All right, now to the Smackdowns. Kevin, you're going first.
Indeed I am. Let us begin with my matchup of Catwoman versus the Black Cat.
Nice.
Now, Selena...
They're both at home with just loving their cats. It's all just about them
Or-
having a phone conversation.
As I see them, what they're doing is they're bent over in the kitchen having a saucer of milk. I'm just saying that's what
They're
cats
literally,
do.
well, they do embody the cats.
That's a possibility. You never know.
So how does this play out?
Well, let's start with the older character, Selena Kyle, who debuted in Batman #1 all the way back in 1940.
Wow, straight up in number one.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Good for her.
You know, she's
She's real.
almost 80 years old.
Man, she is old.
She's old.
Jesus.
She looks great.
And of course, as we know, she is one of the most recognizable characters from Batman's Rogue Gallery, but also a complicated one, because as you know, she is a sometimes part-time lover of the Cape Crusader.
Part-time lover.
Indeed. Now, Catwoman's abilities are, she's an expert burglar, she's a highly skilled gymnast, she's excellent in hand-to-hand combat,
She has 9 lives.
she has 9 lives, of course.
No, I don't think that's true. I just made that up.
Of course. Her weapons consist of a bullwhip, which you know she's very famous for. Very proficient with that bullwhip.
Yes, she is.
She has razor-sharp retractable claws.
Oh, she does.
And she's just very clever.
Oh, yeah.
She's a sly
She's sly.
cat, not dog. Sly cat.
Right.
Now-
Clever girl.
On the other end of the spectrum here, we have Felicia Hardy, who debuted in Amazing Spider-Man #194 in 1979. She is also an expert burglar. She is also a highly skilled martial artist. She has above average strength through her costume. She has metal mesh wire gloves with retractable claws. And she has a grappling hook to swing from rooftop to rooftop. And one last thing she has, which I believe is an advantage, is she uses probability fields that produce bad luck for her enemies. So basically she can jinx
Bad
her
luck
opponents.
powers.
You're
Yeah.
kidding me.
No.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Weren't they given to her by the Kingpin? I think the Kingpin was trying to hire her out.
Yes.
And had one of his,
Scientists.
evil scientists, like, inject her with something that gave her bad luck powers.
That's so random. Oh my god. She would be perfect to go up against, who is it?
Long shot?
Long shot, thank
yeah,
you.
that's
Yeah,
right.
who has a luck
versus
probability.
bad luck versus good luck, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that would be a heck of a
That
matchup.
would be great, yeah.
You know what? That might be a future SmackDown.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got a list.
yes, we do. A mile long now.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, let the SmackDown begin.
Huzzah.
This is
like my huzzah. That sounds Excelsior.
this is a very difficult fight for me to really see where it ends, because this to me is what you call the brutal, bloody definition of a cat fight. This is violent. This is going to be jumping from rooftop to rooftop, building to building, backflips, somersaults, kicks, punches, you name it. Neither woman is going to have a pretty face. You know, both of them are very lovely. Both of them are not probably not even going to have a face when it's all said and done.
Oh my lord! Don't say that, Kevin.
I mean, this is sad. I mean, this is the cat fight to end all cat fights. You'll see Catwoman come across with her retractable claws and smash the living hell out of the Black Cat. Probably rip off part of her mask. You'll see the Black Cat retaliate and rip off a part of her costume. I mean, you will see...
Kevin, put your clothes back on.
Why?
Kevin, get your clothes back on.
Oh, he's been just disrobing garment after garment. This is very awkward for us.
I mean, it is awkward, but I hate to say it. This is going to be the truth. I mean, it's just going to be
he's going to be
brutal.
naked by the end of this.
Well, at least halfway. I mean,
Yeah.
this is brutal. I mean, you'll see Catwoman's bullwhip come across and slash Felicia Hardy, brutally, like tear apart half of her armor. I mean, it'll just be hard. Matter of fact, I can see the bullet coming across and start strangling her by the throat. I mean, just choking, and then Felicia comes back with her grappling hook and tears a part of Catwoman's armor. I mean, it's just gonna go on and on and on. But I think when it's all said and done, the one key factor is the bad luck that Black Cat can produce in her advantage. Basically, the jinxing factor, that jinxing ability.
Because that can pop up at any time.
That can pop up at any time. So I think after a long 1 to 2 hour fight where they're up in the air, she'll...
Literally a cat fight.
Literally a cat fight.
Right, I was just going to say, I wonder if it's like... out in the back alley.
It's more like, oh, you bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
You fucking smash
Pretty
me.
much.
Oh.
So pretty much you see anything like that at the nightclub in Hollywood.
But far worse.
Yeah.
But I think eventually the Hex abilities will come into play and help Black Cat barely win this fight. But I think it'll come at great cost, though. While she kills Catwoman with her grappling hook, she times it just right and slices her throat.
Nice.
I believe that before she dies, Catwoman will be able to get a vicious hit with her bullet and be able to break the neck of Felicia Harding.
Mm-hmm.
So as Catwoman dies, Felicia Harding will be able to just barely crawl off. Obviously she's paralyzed, but she'll just be able to crawl off, achieving victory. But at the end of the day, she will die too within a few hours. So they both lose, but I think I was given a very slight edge to the Black Cat. But in the end, she's dead anyway. They're both gone. It's almost like a draw, but basically, I'm just going to say Catwoman dies first.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this was very difficult to see who could win, because they're both almost evenly matched. I just gave that little slight edge.
Well, I mean, I would have given it a complete draw or a slight edge to Catwoman until I learned about this
Bad
luck power, which is like if that's prevalent in her, that could kick in at any time. You say so it could have kicked in right at the beginning of the fight, and like a big gargoyle off atop of a roof,
some Gotham gargoyle,
could have fell on her and killed her.
And it would be great if the gargoyle was like of a giant bat,
right?
And it just busted off and fell on her head and crushed
Black
her
Cat's
skull.
like,
now that'd be irony.
The
That'd be
irony, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I see this going much quicker, but I definitely see it now that I know this, going in Black Cat's favor, definitely.
Right.
And then afterwards, Spider-Man and Batman come to collect the corpses.
Right.
And are very upset and in deep sorrow.
And that's a whole nother fight
that's another fight right there.
I too, because of the bad luck powers, would give it to Black Cat. I could also see another type of draw situation where even Catwoman just beats the shit out of Black Cat right away, because I think she's got more experience. Mm-hmm. And then she's just walking off, and then the gargoyle falls on her head again. She's like, take that, bitch. Wait, what the? And then she's just dead.
And she's done.
Yeah. Definitely. That's the way it's gonna go. That's the way it's gonna go. She's just gonna die.
But I felt bad doing this. I mean, these are two very lovely ladies, and just to see them just fight and fight.
Kevin, that's great.
I mean,
that is great.
Honestly, it broke my heart doing this matchup. It broke my heart.
Can you put your pants back on there, Kevin?
My pants are on. It's your pants I'm worried about.
I'll be a son of a bitch. They are off.
Yeah. I actually came here with my pants off. So that's just how I roll.
Oh, that's awkward.
Ladies, forgive these two gentlemen for their coarse language.
Fuck yeah.
Of course.
Donald, what you got?
Oh, I've got the Demigod battle. Okay. I have got a little tidbit here for you all. I have Ghost Rider.
Nice.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus Eclipso.
Nice.
And Eclipso is the Angel of Vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Is that what he is? He's an Angel of Vengeance. Okay.
Angel of Vengeance, yes. That much like is what the Spectre is. In fact, we'll start out with Eclipso, since I'm going that route. The Wrath of God and the Angel of Vengeance is basically what Eclipso was at one point.
Okay.
Now, he turned evil. He was like, you know what, God? I'm not going to do what you want anymore. I'm going to do what I want. And basically like Lucifer, kind of like, right. I feel differently.
A fallen angel. Yeah.
Right. But I think in this case, you would say Lucifer's kind of the good guy.
Right.
Instead, because Eclipso just went really dark.
Right.
He went really bad. And he's not taking care of things on the bad end like Lucifer does. he basically uses his own powers to forward his agenda.
Right.
So he's while he is originally while he was the angel of vengeance, he is now the sort of, you could say, the angel of revenge.
Okay.
He is out to show God something, that he is the ultimate power, that he can defeat even God himself.
So he liked he was the wrath of God, but he didn't like the God part. He just wanted to be the wrath.
Right. Yeah. He's responsible for the great flood of biblical fame, so to speak.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
I like when they incorporate them into actual,
Right.
like
Biblical
stories or
Yeah, he's not a nice guy. He's possessed Superman. He's possessed Captain Marvel.
Wow.
Run them through the ringer. I mean, originally Eclipso was just a guy in a costume that would go around and be like, "I'm gonna get you guys."
Like an evil elf costume.
Yeah, I've done bad things, but he was never that bad. And it wasn't until Eclipso: The Darkness Within that it really took a turn for him, and they really beefed his powers up.
Right.
And that's when, and it was I think it was in an issue of The Spectre, written by John Ostrander,
Oh, cool.
that pointed out that the Spectre wasn't the original Wrath of God, it was Eclipso.
Oh, that's cool.
And when Eclipso was cast out, the Spectre took his place. So
Right.
Eclipso was originally, guys, the Wrath of God.
That's awesome.
So he has the power of the Spectre, so to speak. But I would say maybe a little less, because the Spectre can still, oftentimes does, defeat Eclipso when it comes to the mano-a-mano type fights. Speaking of fights, let's get into the power set of Eclipso. Eclipso, he's a magical being of incalculable strength. So basically, his strength knows no bounds.
Right.
He has the power of flight. He's immortal. He's invulnerable. He has super speed and stamina, advanced intelligence, can emit deadly rays of dark light from his left eye, while emitting a powerful burst of paralyzing black light from his right eye if he's looking through the a shard of the Heart of Darkness gem. He carries with him a seemingly unbreakable mystical sword. He has vast magical powers that allow him to perform such godlike feats as manipulation of weather and seas, hence things like the Great Flood. He can increase his size to that of a giant. As a former servant of God, Eclipso is able to speak the angelic language. This is going to become important. A combination of harmony, discordance, vibration, and telepathy. He's able to cause a solar eclipse, drowning the entire world in darkness. He has the power of possession. Basically, it used to be that he would use this Heart of Darkness gem, and if anybody touched it, he could take control of them.
And they'd all get that face like him too, yeah.
Now he doesn't even have to do that.
Really?
You don't have to touch his gem. If he whips it out, you don't have to automatically.
Hey, real quick, touch this. Yeah, gotcha.
Possess
You're
his
mine.
host
You're
now
crazy.
by kind of almost giving them, let's say if they have a second thought, or they have a reason for disgust or something like that. Any type of like evil in them,
Right.
or wrong thoughts, wrongdoing in them, he's able to possess, and by that possess their body.
Cool.
So he's much more powerful now than he was in the past. His only weakness is that he's still bound. His only weakness is that he is still bound by the divine laws of the presence. Now, I don't know if any of you know what the presence is, but the presence is DC's representation of God.
Okay.
So basically, they don't want to call him God, they call him the presence. And so his only weakness is basically God himself.
Right.
Or the wrath of God, which is the Spectre, which is the second hand, the right hand of God, basically.
Right.
So that's it. Eclipso has one weakness. It's God, or the hand of God.
Jesus Christ.
So we, on the other hand, have Marvel's closest version in my eyes, as far as, like, I tried to think of, if I put the Spectre against Ghost Rider, things might not go well for Ghost Rider. But how could I make it a little more of a battle? So we go to Ghost Rider. I'm going to go with the Johnny Blaze version. He's a supernatural combination between human host and experienced motorcyclist, Johnny Blaze,
Right.
and the demon Zarathos,
Right.
who ends up being more angelic than demon-like. And we can get into that sometime. But his powers are as he can transform into the Ghost Rider at will. Originally, he would have to transform. It would happen at night, or during the presence of supreme evil. So it would just
Okay.
automatically happen every night. And I think they played that off in the Nick Cage movie, the first one anyway.
Really?
Like at nighttime, he would become the Ghost Rider, and he would go out.
That's dark. I'm Ghost Rider.
Right. So he can do that. Doctor Strange basically said that when Zarathos takes possession of the Ghost Rider's powers are, for most intents and purposes, boundless and godlike.
Oh, wow.
So that's what made me think.
That's a good reference, Doctor
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. If Doctor Strange says it's true, it most likely is.
I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. I know my shit.
So besides that, he has superhuman strength. He's immune to all types of earthly physical damage. He's taken blows from Hulk and has seen no signs of wear.
Donald, we don't need to talk about that right now. That's kind of inappropriate. Oh, punches. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
punches.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Gotta be clear.
Well, put your pants on, and things might become more clear. If his being is damaged, the magical energies inside of him will allow him to instantly regenerate and repair himself. So basically, if someone blows his head off, it just instantly remanifests. It
That's cool.
Repairs, yeah. He can generate and control and project mystical fire, or what he calls hellfire, at will. It basically is a supernatural flame that burns the soul of a person that can be used to burn their physical body as well.
Jesus.
He can utilize this fire in many ways, including he can project it from his eyes, hands, mouth, or even channel it from his body into weapons like a shotgun.
Oh, wow.
He can create walls of hellfire around him, and he has kind of a omnidirectional, 360-degree attack with this hellfire. So if you get near him, he could just burst up flames.
Explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not many
hellfire.
people can stand up against a Ghost Rider.
Chain's no joke, though.
And we're not done yet with his powers.
Jesus.
He can wield a mystical chain, which is what you just said, Kevin. It's capable of growing in length, which, if you put your pants back on, I can go more into depth in this, because right now that's just awkward. So we'll just move on from the chain. He has a penance stare. This one's great. This one's great.
Yeah.
Because it possesses the supernatural ability to cause any individual who stares into his eyes to see and feel every bit of physical or emotional pain they have inflicted on anyone in their entire lives.
Wow.
Real quick side note to the penance stare. When I learned about it, the 90s Fantastic Four cartoon, they're fighting Galactus. Thor, the Fantastic Four, all these people are fighting Galactus. Ghost Rider rolls up and gives him the penance stare, and Galactus falls to his feet. Because he makes him feel the guilt of all the souls he's devoured.
Destroying all those worlds just to satisfy his hunger.
I was like a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm like, that's fucking badass.
But let me guess, it was the second season, right?
Yeah, it was the good season.
the
The
better
good
one,
season,
the better
yeah.
Yeah, and we can all be in agreement in that. When Iron Man and Fantastic Four first came out in the 90s with that
Terrible.
Marvel Action Hour,
Terrible.
first seasons were awful.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. Somebody stepped in.
They stepped in and started doing from the comic
They
book.
clean things up.
Yeah,
But they started doing like right off the page comic book stories.
Yeah,
and
and
they're great.
unfortunately, it was too late to save it because
Yeah.
it only lasted through that season, if I recall.
Right.
But damn, they put out some good stuff then. So definitely check that out if you get a chance.
Penance there ain't no joke.
Another one, and this is a good one. This is another one of importance. Ghost Rider, particularly Zarathos, who has randomly demonstrated other powers from time to time. If he takes over, basically what could happen is if Johnny Blaze isn't paying attention, Zarathos can take over. And I apologize if I'm butchering his name. It could be Zarthos.
I think I always said Zarathos, but I
could
think
be-
all of these work.
Yeah, it could be any of those.
Potato.
But basically, if Johnny isn't paying attention, Zarathos could take complete control
Okay.
of the body. And he's demonstrated powers such as crossing planes of existence, telekinesis, healing, of course, elemental manipulation, which we've seen with the Hellfire and stuff, and even creating a hellish lightning storm that rained fire.
Wow.
So he's quite the powerful dude. His only weaknesses are objects such as weapons forged in heaven.
That makes sense.
If,
That makes sense.
Right, if there's a
He's a
weapon
demon,
formed
yeah.
by God.
A Gabriel sword or
Right.
something.
Ghost Rider's weakness would be also reverting back to human form,
Right.
which if he's distracted and something happens, or, there can always be ways to do that.
Right.
The other one, and this is going to be key, guys. The other one is his penance stare. It can't affect victims if they are blind. Here's a good one. On drugs.
Interesting.
Or have no soul.
Oh, so some dude could just be super high and be like, I'm sorry, man. I don't feel any guilt right now, dude. I'm
Right.
feeling too good. Why don't you just, stop taking your evil little skull face and go somewhere else?
Right.
And go fuck
So
yourself.
basically, like Necron, who doesn't have the soul, if you try to do the penance there, it's no point.
Right. Using the penance stare on anyone who is blind, on drugs, or has no soul will render Ghost Rider unconscious
Wow.
or in a death-like state.
So like it's a feedback thing. Like you just go,
Yeah, kind of like a feedback thing.
Okay.
And this is what I'm reading from various sources, one of them being Wikipedia, others being the superhero database. Same thing happens if he uses his penance stare on someone or something with more than 2 eyes. Which is also interesting.
Spiders cannot be fucked up by Ghost Rider.
And the one I love here, it also has little effect on someone who is mentally unstable.
So Legion, forget about it.
So Legion, Madcap, Carnage, any of those guys, he
Right.
stares at them, they're going to be like, whatever.
The Joker, you're like, feel all that guilt, Joker. He's like, what?
Right. I feel nothing. Yeah. Right. So that is
key. That's pretty
everything
key.
about these guys. Now we let the Smackdown begin.
I think I know where this is going. It's going to be a good fight, but I think I see
It's
where
going
this
to
is
be a great fight. First of all, Eclipso is going to be already possessing people. He's going to have a legion of people, no pun intended. He's going to have a legion of people already possessed, because that's what Eclipso does. He will just bring these people into the fray immediately. He's already destroying stuff. They're tearing down the city. Ghost Rider rides in, knocks 30 of these guys down, uses his chain, wraps it around them. They instantly burn. Because they've probably done something wrong to be able to be possessed, but not necessarily with Eclipso. He can possess the good of heart as well. So he can possess Superman and things like that. So those people, I don't see them as burning. I see them reverting back and passing out. But the evildoers, the bad scum that Eclipso would more than likely be wanting to possess, they would immediately burn and just turn into ash. So Ghost Rider's already stepping into the fray. He's after Eclipso. Eclipso turns more legions towards him. They start to overpower Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider uses his hellfire to burn around him, purging all these people, either destroying them or knocking them unconscious. He's immediately leveled the playing field, and it is now Ghost Rider versus Eclipso. Ghost Rider, what does he do? He extends his chain, tries to wrap it around Eclipso. Eclipso has the sword from the gods, which cannot be destroyed.
Right.
Immediately uses that to slash through the chain.
A heavenly weapon, too.
A heavenly weapon.
Yeah.
Hurting Ghost Rider himself. Because at this point, this chain is almost an extension of himself.
Yeah.
So he's already slightly weakened. Ghost Rider then counters with some hellfire out of his mouth, his ears, his eyes, everywhere.
He's bringing it.
He's bringing the pain. He's coming towards him. He's burning Eclipso. Eclipso laughs.
Right.
While this works for most people, Eclipso does not have a soul. So this does not burn him like it would ordinarily burn anybody else.
That's right.
Ghost Rider, then, Johnny Blaze at that point, steps aside. Zarathos comes in. Zarathos does everything and anything he can to use on Eclipso. He uses telekinesis. He tries elemental manipulation. He tries crossing planes of existence to attack Eclipso. Eclipso always has something to counter that. Eclipso can speak the language of the gods.
And that's a key factor.
So while he can't always contact them, because they might not want to hear what he has to say,
You can still speak it.
he can still speak it, and there always are gods willing to listen,
Right.
including possibly Zarathos.
Right.
And if he can't convince Zarathos to leave Ghost Rider and join him, he can confuse him enough that Johnny has to step back in. Zarathos is out for a moment. Eclipso comes in, grabs Ghost Rider, holds him into the air. Okay? Johnny does what Johnny does best. He uses his penance stare.
Right.
Because he doesn't know. This is Johnny. He does the penance stare.
Oh boy.
Immediately incapacitates himself.
Re-up.
Chess
Falls
versus
to the ground. Eclipso, standing over Ghost Rider, grabs his sword back up, stabs Johnny / Ghost Rider through the heart.
It's over.
He explodes. That is the end of the battle. Eclipso defeats Ghost Rider, hands down.
And that was an excellent example of chess versus checkers. Because Eclipso, with his experience, and being basically, an ancient, entity.
Having actually been the right hand of God instead of an angel that's worked for God,
Yeah.
Right.
knows much more about how God works
Right.
and how all the angels work.
Yeah.
And being able to speak the language of the angels is key.
That's right.
Also, Eclipso could have been... He's so ancient. I mean, I know time is relative for these guys, but he could have been there when Zarathos was born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he could have, like...
Hence, going to the different planes of existence.
He's got a response to everything.
Yep.
So while Ghost Rider is a great character to stand up against Eclipso, and will buy any other characters that are involved, and there could be time, it's just not going to be enough.
No.
Eclipso will overtake him. And while I will give them credit for making him a little more powerful in the Justice League through versus the Suicide Squad miniseries that they just did, the way Eclipso was defeated in that series was complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah.
And it just destroyed the credibility of that series for me.
I hate when they do... Well, I just hate when they do that with a character.
Yes.
When they make a character, like... They pay them respects on, like, one level, and then in another story, they just take it all away, you know?
Yeah.
Can I throw a monkey wrench in this, just for fun?
Sure.
Would it be possible for Zarathos to call upon Mephisto for assistance?
Well, it depends how much demons get along,
With
you know?
angels.
Yeah.
And in which case, I would say probably Eclipso is more wicked than Zarathos, because Zarathos seems to be always on the side of the angels for good, and Eclipso would be much more capable of convincing Mephisto
To say, stay out of this.
either stay out of it or join me.
Right.
And, I just took out Ghost Rider like nothing, or I will, and you can have your run of this. Even though he won't let him, Eclipso will eventually find a way to do something with Mephisto.
Right.
And that I firmly believe. If it came to Eclipso versus Mephisto, sorry, Mephisto.
You're done.
To me, you're like a demonic Loki.
Right.
You're the Christian, Catholic, whatever version of the Norse god of mischief to me. So
Now, what about Doctor Strange? Would it be called upon Doctor Strange to come and give an assist?
to give Ghost Rider an assist?
Yes.
Well, then we could bring in other people too.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole thing. And then what about if Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet and he got called on this,
I mean, you're dealing apples and oranges, and then you're throwing pears and tangerines in there.
And carrots.
And we're not making a fruit salad.
Hey, I'm just trying to have fun.
Right. No, I get it. But Doctor Strange, he actually literally said that there could not be anybody stronger or more powerful on the planet, or possibly in the known universe, than Ghost Rider.
Wow.
And he just saw him get destroyed. So do you think do you think Doctor Strange is going to jump right in? Or do you think Doctor Strange is going to go, maybe I'll do some research?
I was going to say, he's like, I'm going to go back to my Sanctum
Let me
Sanctorum.
consult the books here.
Right, and I'm not saying that Doctor Strange couldn't find something. I'm not saying Doctor Strange couldn't find something to destroy.
He just wouldn't get involved immediately. Like, okay, let me go
not.
back.
Doctor Strange is too smart for that. He would not immediately get involved. He'd let the brutes do it. Hulk would probably be next on the list.
You know,
And if Eclipso possessed the Hulk, and he would,
God
it's
help us.
over. God help you all. Then Doctor Strange will immediately have to get involved.
Yeah.
And if he does, then he gets possessed.
Right.
Then you have Doctor Strange, the Hulk possessed. Oh my God, this would get chaotic.
I was thinking for fun, he would probably have to try and get Constantine's help on this. Like, hey, well, can you give me a assist here, buddy? Let's consult together with our knowledge.
Then you might have an argument for defeating Eclipso. Only if Constantine gets involved, in my eyes.
Well, pretty much, if you brought all the magical, badasses of each universe in to fight Eclipso, then there's...
Right. And that's the only way it should be, to be honest. It should not be one fucking character, and pardon my French.
They did that? One character takes out
One
Eclipso?
primary character that, before this, was at best a C-level villain. I shit you not. At best, a C-level villain.
So you can spoil it for me off air. I definitely want to hear.
Killer Frost.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Killer Frost takes down Eclipso.
Basically, Killer Frost takes down Eclipso. And it's disgusting.
How's that possible?
Because the writer wanted to build Killer Frost up to make her the head of the new Justice League of America that they just came out with. The book. That group that Batman got together. And the whole series was all about Batman building Killer Frost's confidence so she becomes a good person.
I think that's fucking terrible.
It's dumb. The story's
terrible
dumb.
idea.
It's a dumb book. Throw rocks at DC when you drive past them. Throw rocks at them. And because that's the way it should be. Just throw rocks.
Terrible.
Okay.
And with that, I think I am done with my SmackDown. So do we all agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely Eclipso?
I can't disagree. Eclipso wins it easily.
Alrighty, and we are going to throw this over to Jarrett. What do you have here for today, sir?
I have the battle of the nefarious black op government groups, the anti-hero groups. I have on one side DC's Suicide Squad. And now we've already done a Suicide Squad. We did that newfangled 52 shit.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
And
the hell with that.
Forgive me.
I'm sorry. I'm like, that's where I get old because I'm like, I don't like those kids on my lawn with their new 52 shit. Get off. So I'm going with the Ostrander, the John Ostrander Suicide Squad. And I'm even going with the original Suicide Squad, the cover team of the book that was once $1. That is now $100 at cons.
Right. I bought it for $2. What, like a year
About
before?
a year before.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
before the movie. It's crazy.
I just always wanted to read Suicide Squad because I always would read about it in other books, and I finally picked it up.
Every book you buy, I need to buy.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Let me tell you something though. And Kevin wasn't wrong for bringing that 52 Suicide Squad in because there was a really cool part where this character that could like stretch himself, they called him Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo.
He literally got eaten by King Shark.
Oh, see, that's cool.
King Shark ate him, right? So then, here's the best part. Like, issues go by and nothing. And then eventually, at one point, like, somebody is dangling over King Shark, or he has his mouth open, and they look inside. And in his stomach is Yo-Yo. He's in his throat. And his face is like being burnt by acid in his stomach.
Right.
And he looks up and he's like, "Help me."
Oh, no.
He's still fucking alive.
That's morbid.
Inside of
That's
King
disturbing.
Shark.
I like
disturbing.
that. I like
It was
that.
great because of his
disturbing.
elasticity. He's able to survive.
Okay.
And eventually he comes out and he's like all bitter and shit, like just
You
he's
piece
like
of shit.
a mutated character. But if there was ever a way to create like a super villainous bad guy,
Right.
that would be it. And
That's-
that, like, they dropped the ball with that. You
I
know,
lived
I don't
in
think
your
they went
stomach.
any further. But
Yeah.
and if they did, I don't know. But that was crazy.
That's
cool.
awesome. Okay, so
anyway,
maybe the new 52 had some little tidbits. But the Ostrander Suicide Squad, it's that famous cover. You got the faces looking each way. You got the Enchantress, who is this mystical kind of, almost like an evil witch character. She inhabits the body of June Moon, who's this sweet, innocent blonde girl. But when she says Enchantress, she becomes the Enchantress. Kind of like a Ghost Rider thing. And she's vast mystical powers. You have Captain Boomerang, the Australian asshole, who throws boomerangs. You have Bronze Tiger, the super badass martial artist. What was his name? Ben Turner?
I don't know.
Ben Turner. I think it was Ben Turner.
Sure.
Bronze Tiger was great. Then you have Nightshade. She can control and manipulate the dark force, dark energy. You have the assassin Deadshot.
Can't miss.
Yeah, can't miss. Plastique, who could emit explosions from her body and hands. I don't know if it was genetically manipulated. I think she was one of those ones. Then you have Rick Flag, super badass military guy of a long line of military guys, and he can fight, he can kick ass, and he's like really gnarly when he fights. He's just brutal. And then lastly, you have Mindboggler, who's a Firestorm villain. Obviously, some of these villains, this was the Suicide Squad. You put these people in because they were just going to be cannon fodder to get killed. It was like these D-list characters. So Mindboggler could boggle the mind. She can make people see things that weren't there, etc., etc.
Okay.
Then I have them verse the Warren Ellis Thunderbolts. This is the Thunderbolts team. It's called, what was the cover says Faith in Monsters. Such a badass cover. You have Venom, but it's not Eddie Brock Venom.
Nope.
This is when Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, through an auction, bought the Venom suit, the symbiote.
Oh my god.
And it became part of him for a while. No, and it was actually, at first I was one of those things when I just read it from afar, I was like, well, that's fucking stupid. The Scorpion's badass on his own. Don't do this. But then it was like, wait, Scorpion's been getting his ass kicked by Spider-Man for so long. He finally is like, this is going to give me that extra leverage. And it did. He was
Give you the edge.
and he was a force to be reckoned with. He had all the Venom powers, all the Spider-Man powers enhanced. Then you had, leading them was Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. And he had enhanced strength through the scientific methods. He has his pumpkin bombs and, of course, his glider. And he's very skilled tactician and manipulator. Then you have Songbird, who used to be Screaming Mimi of the Masters of Evil. And she they actually really amped her up and made her really cool. She could kind of solidify sound. She could make it almost like a Green Lantern ring, could solidify and make objects out of the sound, could hypnotize people with the sound, all kinds of things. Make her fly. She would create these wings. You have Bullseye, another guy, can't miss. Bullseye is one of my favorite characters. Super badass assassin. They never say it's a power, but it pretty much is. He can make anything a weapon. Like there was one time where he had a fake tooth. He spit it out in the guy's eye.
Wow.
Or like he was in a.
I wonder if he's like an inhuman or a mutant, and they've never said.
I've heard mutant like a long time ago. They kind of hinted he was mutant because anything, they say anything in his hands is a deadly weapon.
Right.
And or on his body per se. Like there was a fight he had with Captain America. And he was just in a warehouse and he was like just using tools, like throwing them at him, like with deadly accuracy. Yeah. Then you have a very interesting character, Penance. Penance was Speedball.
Yeah.
Speedball. If you remember what caused the impetus for Civil War,
right,
was he was fighting Nitro with the New Warriors.
And this is in the comic version. This did not take place in the
Not in the movie version, no.
Right, because I think Speedball is technically maybe owned by Sony because it's a Spider-Man.
I didn't even think about that.
Kind of guy. I could be wrong, but
fuck if I know with the rights and all that shit. It's a headache. But yeah, Speedball, Robbie Baldwin, super fun, happy-go-lucky guy. On the New Warriors, he has the Force Shield power that allows him to bounce and kind of resist anything that comes in contact with him. He is fighting Nitro. Nitro explodes because he's the exploding man, and it backfires and ends up killing. It bounces off Speedball's shield and ends up killing like hundreds of thousands of people or thousands of people in Connecticut.
It was like a whole school.
Yeah, like a whole school. A bunch of kids got wiped out.
Yeah.
So Speedball felt guilty, and he becomes Penance. And Penance was this darker, hardcore version. Penance actually was pretty fucking badass.
Was he in Generation X at one point?
I don't know if he was in
I don't think
No.
so, no.
There was a Penance, I think, in Generation X.
I'm getting them confused. I'm sorry. You're right.
No, but you're right. There was, I think, a Penance in Generation X. But this Penance, so it's Robbie Baldwin. He gets this suit that's got filled with spikes in it, this armored suit. So he's
like a gladiator, doesn't he?
A gladiator suit with spikes in it that are constantly kind of fueling his energy because they're going against his force field and also causing him great pain because he feels he deserves it for the guilt he feels for killing all these kids. And it allows him to project his force field as like force blast as well as have the force shield. And then lastly, we have another very interesting character. It just showed how Warren Ellis really took these characters and made them something new. You have was it Andre?
Agassi?
No, Andre. It was Andre and Andreas Strucker, who were the Fenris twins. They were the twins of Baron von Strucker, the head of Hydra. They had the mutant power. It was like a scientific mutant power. I don't know. They could hold hands and shoot lasers. Kind of
stupid.
Yeah, pretty dumb. And they had these really gaudy costumes. See X-Men 200. It was just like they were on the cover.
Come, brother.
Yeah, kind of a North Star Aurora thing. Very stupid. But the cool thing is Andrea and Andreas. That's what it was. Andreas was the guy. Andrea was the girl. Andrea was killed somehow. I don't know the history of it. She's killed, so he doesn't have a power anymore. So what does he do? He takes on a new identity as the Swordsman. As we know, the Swordsman was an old Avenger character. This guy is the new version of it. He's got a pretty badass costume, his helmet and everything. He's got the sword.
And this is a testament to Warren Ellis's genius.
This is a testament to Warren Ellis's genius.
Right.
And Morbid, talking about the guy getting swallowed by a shark. Somebody tanned the skin of his sister's dead body, wrapped it around the hilt of his sword so he could channel the energy that he could do before with his sister and fire lasers out of his sword.
That is so badass.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
And he's also a badass swordsman as well as a fighter.
That's amazing.
All right. So with that epic intro, let the Smackdown begin. All right. So I normally, if you've heard my team battles, I kind of have a 1 versus 1, and then we all end up in round 2. This one's going to be more of a free-for-all, where characters are going to be fighting one, but another might sneak in there, as you will see. Mm-hmm. So first off, I got Captain Boomerang starting to fling some boomerangs at Green Goblin. Green Goblin's flying around in his glider, dodging him. It's a little cat and mouse. He's throwing his pumpkin bombs. They're going back and forth. But the thing is, Captain Boomerang is grounded. He's on the ground. Green Goblin can fly around wherever he wants to. Also, Green Goblin has super strength. He's got enhanced strength, and he's a psychopath. Captain Boomerang, yes, Kevin's giving me a signal that I think we might have a very catchphrase here. It's the catchphrase of...
chess versus checkers.
Exactly. So yeah, Green Goblin definitely is the chessman, and Captain Boomerang is a pussy-ass checker piece. Because what happens is Green Goblin swoops around, grabs Captain Boomerang, takes him up into the sky, takes a pumpkin bomb, and before Captain Boomerang can say Struth, Sheila, or any other kind of Australian slang he's going to say,
Dingo ate me baby.
Dingo ate my baby, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, shoves a pumpkin bomb in Captain Boomerang's mouth, tosses him back. Goodbye, Captain Boomerang.
Wow.
This one's going to get bloody, folks.
Wow.
Then you have the Enchantress. She's starting to, she takes to the skies. The Enchantress is the most unpredictable out of this group because she's kind of like, even the Suicide Squad had a hard time controlling her.
Right.
June Moon, yeah. So she takes to the sky and she goes after Venom. She starts casting a spell that's going to separate the symbiote from Mac Gargan.
Oh.
So she's working on that. So that's happening kind of in the corner. Meanwhile, of course, Deadshot and Bullseye are going to have to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
Deadshot's firing his wrist cannons at Bullseye. Bullseye's firing his, sawed-off shotguns and all kinds of guns. Bullseye's always carrying an array of weapons. They're firing back at each other. They're taking some bullets. Bullseye gets smacked right on the side of the head. Falls down. Deadshot goes in for the kill. Right before he's going to do that, Bullseye, anything becomes a weapon in his hand, takes a piece of broken glass, flings it right in Deadshot's throat, slicing his throat. He's starting to bleed to death. He dies. The reason Bullseye did not die from Deadshot's head wound, Bullseye, that some people don't remember, was given adamantium bones.
Oh my god!
He was given adamantium bones a long time because remember he had that epic fight with Daredevil where he fell and he got paralyzed.
Oh,
Right,
that's crazy.
right.
Then I forget who it was. Somebody came in. It was like maybe the Hand or some group.
Some sadistic son of a
Some
bitch.
sadistic group was like, "Hey, I can get you back up and walking, and you be our assassin." And they gave him adamantium skeleton.
Oh, that's cheating.
So Deadshot's dead. But Bullseye is severely wounded. He took a whole bunch of blood. Adamantium bones or not, he's still got flesh and blood. So
Right,
he's
yeah.
bleeding severely.
He's bleeding out.
Right. Plastique makes the very bad choice of going against Penance.
Uh-oh.
She emits one of her explosions at Penance. Force field, right back at her. She's obliterated.
Damn.
Goodbye, Plastique.
That makes sense.
So now we're kind of looking at, we've got Bronze Tiger, Rick Flag, Mindboggler, and Enchantress still in the Suicide Squad. We've got Green Goblin, an injured Bullseye, Penance, Swordsman, Venom, and Songbird. Songbird still in the Thunderbolts. So the Thunderbolts are definitely in the lead.
Yeah.
So then we have Bronze Tiger starts a fight with Bullseye. Bronze Tiger, a lot of people forget this, beat Batman once.
Oh yeah, in the recent comics actually.
Did they bring
he
it up?
can. And he also in the recent comics he's addicted to Venom.
The Bane Venom?
The Bane Venom?
Yeah,
Oh,
Venom
wow.
from Bane. Yeah, so it makes him
Enhances
even
abilities,
more
enhances
enhanced.
abilities.
Yeah.
Well, there was that whole thing. If he put on the Bronze Tiger mask, too, it kind of like, it was like some League of Assassins. Oh, he's trained by the League of Assassins, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So Ben Turner, Bronze Tiger, has beat Batman. He's not going to have a problem beating an injured, bloodied Bullseye.
Right.
So I figure they're going toe-to-toe, fight to fight. Bronze Tiger is completely unscathed so far. So he beats the shit. I mean, Bullseye can fight, but this guy's beat Batman. Batman kind of can beat almost everybody.
Right.
He beats the shit out of Bullseye, spins him around, snaps his neck. Doesn't even matter with the adamantium bones at that point. It won't even matter, or just suffocates him.
Makes sense.
Just, he's dead. So Bullseye's now out. So then you have Nightshade going against Songbird. Songbird's taking to the sky. Nightshade engulfs her in Dark Force
That
energy.
sounds easy to me.
Yeah, sounds easy. This is where I said some people are going to sneak in. While she's being engulfed and she's about to suffocate and die, Songbird, a sword comes right through her back, through her chest, from the swordsman, rips her just straight up. Nightshade's gone. Swordsman was behind her, just stabbed her in the back.
Wasn't paying attention.
Nope. That's what happens. And that's what happens with these teams where they're super vicious. Nightshade was one of the people in the Suicide Squad who was more of the Angels. She was a good person. The Suicide Squad was a mix of kind of good meaning people, government agents, and
Some nasty
villains.
individuals.
She was there, if I recall, when I talked about Amanda Waller.
Right.
She was there to keep kind of Amanda on the straight and narrow.
She kept her on the straight and narrow with Rick Flag and Nemesis too a little bit.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So Nightshade is out. So now we have, like I said, Green Goblin, Penance, Swordsman, Venom, Songbird. Rick Flag and Nightshade almost had a romantic fling going on. They were kind of in love. So Rick Flag seeing Nightshade get impaled and killed by swordsmen.
Broken-hearted man.
Yeah. And a dude who just has nothing to lose. That guy is crazy. He goes and just starts beating the shit out of Swordsman. Knocks his sword out, kicks his helmet off, knocks him to the ground, takes out a gun, shoots Swordsman in the head. Swordsman's dead.
Makes sense.
So, Swordsman's out. Bullseye's out on that side. Then, Mindboggler, who we haven't talked about, she can make people see things that aren't there, that are, just mind boggle people's minds.
Yep.
She attacks Penance's mind. Penance has a weakness of, why is he called Penance now and not Speedball? He feels immense guilt over all the kids that were killed. She goes into his mind, sees this, exploits that weakness. He's a babbling, crying mess on the ground. He's just feeling all the guilt, much like the Penance there, all the guilt of all the kids he feels he caused their death. While he's susceptible, Enchantress Eldritch Flame Blast kills Penance. Penance is out.
Okay.
His 4 shields were down. He's not the same. While Enchantress is doing that blast and she's in the sky, Venom, who is now Matt Gargan, is recombined with his symbiote, jumps on her back, takes a bite out of Enchantress's neck, and Songbird lets her have it with her sonic powers. Enchantress is down, turns into June Moon again.
It's over.
Dead. Venom just kills her. Or she dies from the fall. So the tally that we have now, Suicide Squad has Bronze Tiger still, Rick Flag.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it against the Green Goblin, Venom, and Songbird. So it's not too crazy. Mindboggler tries to attack Venom's mind now. Venom's mind is split between an alien symbiote and Matt Gargan.
Very clever.
She gets mind-boggled.
Right.
Venom just is like, see you later. I want to eat your brains. She's dead. Green Goblin flings one of his pumpkin bombs at Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger does a spin kick, kicks it back, hits his glider, knocks him off. Goblin's down on the ground. Rick Flag's like, all right, I'll go in for the kill. Goes up to Goblin, is about to do what he did to Swordsman, take a gun to him. Goblin's got super strength. Goblin just reaches into Rick Flag's heart, rips his heart out.
He's done.
He gets close. So now literally you have Bronze Tiger against Green Goblin, Venom, and Songbird.
Okay, bye-bye, Bronze Tiger.
Pretty much, but he's like, all right, come at me. Who comes and kind of gives a little bit of an edge? Bronze Tiger is just about to, it's 3 against 1. He's like, come at me, come at me. This is a little secret one. Amanda Waller comes with some new some apocalypse tech that they've gotten from one of their missions, which she's had before. She takes out a gun, blasts Harry Osborn. He's out. Venom just goes to town and rips up Amanda Waller. She's dead. But she went there to save her team because she realized they're just being decimated. Right. And she had a very strong relationship with Bronze Tiger. They were very close because he was another one of the good ones.
Yes.
So Green Goblin's dead now from getting blasted by some, newfound new Genesis apocalypse tech. So Venom and Songbird, I'm sorry, Bronze Tiger, but it doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are when there's an alien symbiote just grabbing you limb from limb, and then a sonic scream of solid energy just being blasted at you. There's a million ways that guy gets killed. So I have it. At the end of it all, Venom and Songbird, the only people alive. Thunderbolts win.
Nice. I have.
I can see you twisting your
I'm so
mustache.
excited about this. Actually, I have some things. Let me take this from you. Who is the gentleman from the Suicide Squad that could pretty much look like anybody?
Nemesis.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can totally throw him in there. Yep.
Okay.
Because he was in the original team and he would be secret. Yeah, that's right.
So, we have Enchantress, Captain Boomerang, Bronze Tiger, Nightshade, Deadshot, Plastic, Rick Flag, Mindboggler versus Venom, Green Goblin, Songbird, Bullseye, Penance, and Swordsman.
Right.
Enchantress is ultra powerful.
Yeah,
she's
huge. She's a huge
she's a huge threat. So Venom's going to go against Enchantress. I see that automatically. That makes sense to me. They're going to throw a disposable guy against Enchantress, but also a disposable guy that's kind of crazy and has a lot of power.
Right.
So that makes sense. Captain Boomerang against Green Goblin.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to go quite the way you say.
It could definitely go longer for sure, I think.
Right. I think that when him and Boomerang fight, it's going to automatically ground Green Goblin and hurt him.
Okay.
So Green Goblin does not have a healing factor. He's already hurt. He's crippled.
Right.
But Captain Boomerang is going to lose. I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree. I think what could happen is maybe Boomerang could disable his glider. At least do that.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Right.
disable his
Easily going to
glider.
happen.
Right.
Easily going to happen. And when he goes to throw a boomerang, a pumpkin or something, he'll knock that back. It'll boomerang back to him. Glider's
Right.
done.
Right.
Green Goblin is hurt. He's on the ground. As far as Bronze Tiger, who do you have Bronze Tiger going against originally?
He takes the scraps of Bullseye pretty much. Deadshot and Bullseye go at it.
Right.
And then
Deadshot and Bullseye, completely agree.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Bronze Tiger taking Bullseye after that, couldn't agree more.
Okay.
That's easy. I completely agree with that. Nightshade took on Songbird and the Swordsman. Correct?
Yeah.
Here's where I disagree.
Okay.
Okay? Nightshade is basically kind of devouring Songbird into her darkness.
Right.
Okay? Penance sees his chance. As he sees his chance, suddenly he sees these poor children being attacked.
Right.
And Penance can't stand by and let that happen. So he jumps in the way. And it just so happens that the Mind Boggler
Right.
was playing their card.
Right.
And the Swordsman ran through Penance.
I like that. I like
That's
that.
a very
Feeling
Phantom
like
X type move
Yes,
too.
it is.
Like,
Killing
like
yes, it is.
Penance immediately.
that's dope. I like
And the
that.
Swordsman then realizes what he's done, falls on his own sword, his sister's sword,
Super cool.
killing himself.
Well,
Well,
Yes.
the only
Eric
reason
Carey.
I'll disagree
Eric
with
Carey.
that is on this team, Penance was about as good as you got, and he was just like blubbering, like just hated himself and hated the world. Swordsman would not feel he might be like, fuck, I killed one of
Okay.
my
All right.
I ruined our side, but he'd still be like, well, fuck it. I'm
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I will let that happen. I will say that the Swordsman doesn't fall on his own sword, but I will say
I like the Penance Mind Boggler shit and him getting killed.
I will say the Swordsman kills Penance.
I'll go with
Okay.
that.
So that leaves us with Plastique versus
That was Penance before, but now
right. So there's no Penance.
Okay.
So Plastique just basically explodes Swordsman.
Okay.
Okay.
That could work.
Because he's still boggled in the mind, you know,
Right.
like that. Oh my God, what?
Yeah,
you
wait,
know,
why
even,
is he-
even if you killed somebody
Right.
that you don't care about, if
Right.
they're on your team, you're gonna be like, what the hell just happened?
Well, especially if you thought you saw one thing and then saw another.
Right.
Yeah.
That gives Plastic time to destroy Swordsman.
Okay.
Swordsman's gone. Penance is gone. Bullseye's gone. That leaves Venom, who's discombobulated by Enchantress.
Right.
That leaves Green Goblin, who's injured.
Right.
And that leaves Songbird, who's been devoured by Nightshade. So she's gone too.
Right.
So basically, all we have left is an injured Green Goblin and a Venom versus Enchantress, Bronze Tiger, Nightshade, Plastique, Rick Flag, and Mind Boggler.
It's kind of like the opposite of how I had mine and like my rest. Yeah.
Exactly the opposite. It's so huge in the favor of the Suicide Squad, it's pathetic. But the Green Goblin's smart, okay? I see this as him killing Venom to take his symbiote.
Oh shit!
And
I
basically,
love that.
then the Green Goblin becomes Venom. So you have a Green Goblin Venom who immediately destroys, killing instantly, Bronze Tiger, Rick Flag, possibly Plastic. Let's just say she dies for the hell of it.
Right.
That just leaves the Enchantress, Nightshade, and the Mind Boggler.
Which is not a just. That's a pretty
Right. And the Mind
Yeah.
Boggler's going to try some shit on Green Goblin, but he already crazy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's done.
Yeah.
The Mind Boggler. It's a he, right?
It's a girl. She was like a punk rock looking girl.
Mind Boggler's done.
Yeah.
She's done. So that's it. That's it for the Mind Boggler. So that's going to leave Nightshade
An Enchantress.
and Enchantress versus
Probably the strongest of the Suicide Squad.
a Green Goblin Venom.
Yeah.
So
Shit,
Nightshade
that's-
and Enchantress versus a Green Goblin.
I'm gonna get that on a shirt.
Venom.
A Green Goblin Venom.
So Green Goblin Venom's going to go after probably Nightshade, I would imagine, because Nightshade has this dark realm and he wants to get rid of that immediately.
Right.
So while he's doing that, the Enchantress is again doing another spell that's going to part the Venom symbiote from Norman Osborn. So he finishes his moves. Nightshade's trying to absorb him. He finally finds a way to kill Nightshade, but at that point, his Venom, the symbiote, has left him vulnerable. Enchantress does a little spell, explodes his head. It's over. The only one left is Enchantress.
Enchantress.
She's nuts.
Right. And
She
she's just
just-
like, I'm going to take over the world now.
Runs off
Yeah.
or goes to run off. Amanda Waller appears with her tech. Doesn't even have to have tech. She could just have the little button that she presses
and
from afar.
explode.
Explodes Enchantress's head.
Uh-huh.
Nobody wins, really.
Really.
Game over. Thunderbolts go down first. Suicide Squad goes down second. Amanda Waller is left to create a new
A
team.
new Suicide Squad.
And
That's
that
what-
is
yeah.
the end of the end.
You know, Joe Quesada.
That was good. I will. This was one of those fights that I love because you could always. That can go either way.
Absolutely.
And everything you said, totally on game. Yeah,
yours
totally
was
on
just
board.
as
with
fun.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Joe Quesada is listening, I think he might do something with that Green Goblin Venom idea.
It's possible. You know who should not get to write it?
Who?
Fabian. Fabian, you should never write anything again.
Fabian Nishikayeza.
Whatever your
Chiesa.
last name is. You son of a bitch. You will not write again.
I have no problem with you, Fabian.
I just like saying your name.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a great way to end this.
Those are some epic battles.
That's
too.
epic battles.
all
I mean,
over the place.
That was exciting.
That was
I had a lot
exciting.
of fun with that final one.
That was good. I saw
like-
Donald like twisting his mustache the whole time, going like, "I have ideas."
You
know,
have a mustache to twitch.
And that's the fun of these Smackdowns. We can mix and match and,
Right.
and interpret, reinterpret. Mm-hmm. I love it.
All right, so that'll do it for this real short box. Please, we are on iTunes. Subscribe, rate, and review. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Just if you love comics, tell them. Just
We're
say-
also on YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. iTunes, YouTube.
We have a Facebook page. Subscribe to that.
Look us up on Facebook. And thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. That's been another Smackdown, another epic fight.
We'll see you at the comic shop.
Kevin, go pee-pee.
I'm pretty good at holding my pee-pee.
I bet you are.